And I'm Mike Adams, class of 1990 from Williams. I did a couple of things at WCFM. I was the personnel director for about a year and a half, and then I was the music director for a year, which was amazing. Wish I could still do it. What a great job. It was kind of like riding a bicycle. You never totally forget it. In fact, you were the one who was telling me not to get nervous about it and that it would all come back, and it kind of did. So it was actually a ton of fun. I'd been thinking about that literally for decades, and it was so fun to do it again. Weird. It was almost like coming down off of a serious sugar buzz or something like that, and you bottom out, and then you kind of wonder what you were doing like for the last couple of hours while you were banging off the walls. It was really intense to do 2 hours of music, and it just flew by like it was about 5-10 minutes. I spent months on it because I had years to think about it being in advance, and then I was for a while I was thinking about doing a jokey playlist, like playing 2 hours of sea shanties or 2 hours of Appalachian murder songs or something like that, just to mess with people. And then I thought for a while that I was going to play a bunch of music that I liked as a student, but I thought about it some more, and I thought that maybe what I'd try to do is play some music that people hadn't heard before necessarily, because it's I'm from out west. And there's a bunch of just bands that we have locally that don't necessarily make their way to the East Coast, and I thought I'd kind of be a music evangelist on that. Well, shoot, most of them are right here in the station right now. All my old buds from the station, but let me think. No, not a fan. I mean, they're here in the station right now. We've been hanging out all weekend. It's been great. WCFM was the best thing that I did as an extracurricular in college. In fact, it wasn't even the best thing. It was sort of a defining element of me being a Williams student for all 4 years here. And then I carried it on afterwards. I came back and did a couple of alumni shows after I graduated on party weekends and things like that when they needed somebody to cover. And then it actually led to my career. What I did is, after being out of school for a couple of years and working, I went went to law school. And one of my first jobs was working for a Williams graduate during the summer who was a former WCFM DJ. And he'd gotten into the field of broadcast and telecom law. And I ended up working in that field for years and years and years. And so WCFM actually led directly to everything that followed afterwards. My career, my job, all that stuff. I'm now in the tech industry, which is the follow-on to the things I used to do in telecom and broadcasting. But, this was a great experience. I hope people continue to do it. I hope that people will keep good radio going and keep it alive, because college radio has a really, really important function to play in for all the dysfunctions and difficulties in the music industry right now. And this is the way that good stuff gets to people. And it's worth doing.